Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah. Okay, welcome back everybody. Yesterday there was a question uh, which was related to the ayah that we did yesterday. And the question was, if a person tells you themselves that they don't believe and that they are not Muslim, are you allowed to say that that person is a kafir? And the answer is yes, you can. If they claim to disbelieve, then you can call them a disbeliever. But if somebody claims to be a Muslim, then it's not it's not allowed for us to call them a disbeliever, even if they show actions of generally what would be regarded as a disbeliever. But yes, if they claim themselves that they are not a Muslim, then we can call them a kafir. But we still can't say, we can say generally that the kuffar are in the hellfire forever, but we can't say about a specific individual that they will be in the hellfire forever. And in the same way, we can't say about a specific individual that, oh, she is from the Ahlul Jannah. We can't say that because this is from the unseen, and this is only for Allah to inform us of, and that will be in the akhirah, inshallah. Okay, so today's ayah, inshallah. We have a takadu. Excuse me. Okay, takadu, which is, this is a verb that comes from kada, yakadu. And this verb is something that will change. When you add this in front of another verb, it means that it didn't happen, but it almost happened. Okay, so it almost happened. About to. Okay, about to. So it didn't actually happen, but was about to. Tamayyazu min al-ghayth. Now, what is being talked about? Let's go back to the ayah before. Okay, the fire is what is being talked about. Okay, the adabu jahannam, and then when we said when the people are thrown into it, they will hear from it. This shahiqa, this inhaling awful sound. Wahiya tafur, and it will be boiling with rage. And then we have takadu tamayyazu. Okay, it was about to. Now tamayyazu is originally tatamayyazu. Okay, but the one ta has been taken out for the ease of recitation and for speaking. In the same way as we have in Surah Al-Qadr, we have tanazzalu and tatanazzalu. It was originally tatanazzalu, but the ta has been taken out. Takadu tamayyazu. Tamayyazu means to blow up or explode. So it was about to blow up. It was about to explode. It was about to break into pieces. Mina al-ghayth. Here we have preposition from min. It was about to blow up or explode. Mina al-ghayth, from the ghayth, which is fury or anger or rage, more than anger. Okay, rage or a furious rage. So the hellfire, okay, Jahannam, takadu tamayyazu min al-ghayth. It was about to explode from rage. And when we read the tafsir, when we go through the tafsir, inshallah, we'll see why. Kullama here means every time. Okay, so every time something happens, every time. Ulqiya, and we had this verb in a different form yesterday, but it means to throw. And here is to be thrown. Okay, so every time something is thrown, okay, every time something is thrown, fiha, into it. Fi is in, and ha is referring to the fire. In it, okay, into it. Every time something is thrown into it. And remember, we said that the people of hellfire, they'll be thrown into it because nobody would go there willingly. كُلَّمَا أُلْقِيَ فِيهَا. Every time something is thrown, every time what is thrown into it. Here we have فَوْجٌ. Oh, excuse me. Okay, here we have فَوْجٌ with the dhammatain, which is telling us that this is the subject of this verb ulqiya. Okay, kullama ulqiya fiha fawjun. So every time a group, fawjun is a group. Okay, and we have a similar word in Surah An-Nasr where Allah talks about the people who will come in groups, afwaja. Okay, this is and that is the plural of this word fawjun. every time a group is thrown into it, okay, سألهم. سأل is to ask, okay, and who is asking? We will see سألهم. So they are being asked, i.e. the group, okay, the group who were thrown into the fire. سألهم خزنتها. خزنتها is the plural of khazin. Okay, these are the keepers or the gatekeepers, the people who guard the gates of Jahannam. Khazanatu or khazana, okay, these are the gatekeepers. So the gatekeepers will ask them, ask the groups of people that are entering. Yeah, ask them. كلما ألقي فيها, every time a group is thrown into it, سألهم خزنتها. Okay, this ha again is referring to the hellfire. Yeah, so it's gatekeepers. Every time a group is thrown into the hellfire, its gatekeepers ask them, and this is what they are asked. Okay, each group will be asked this. Alam. The is a question. Okay, is asking. Yeah, alam is a negation. So it's basically saying, did not. Yeah, did not. Ya'tikum. Ya'ti. So it's from ata ya'ti, which means to come. Did not come to you. Yeah, this kum is you, because they are addressing the group that has been thrown into the fire of Jahannam. Did not come to you. What did not come to them? Nadhir. Yeah, a warner. Did not a warner come to you? Okay, let's go through that one more time. تكاد تميز من الغيظ. Okay, it was about to blow up, explode from rage, furious rage. كلما ألقي فيها, every time فوج, every time a group is thrown into it. سألهم خزنتها, its gatekeepers ask them. ألم يأتكم نذير? Did not a warner come to you? Yeah, didn't any warner come to you? Okay, so this is the ayah. Al-Baghawi, he said that the fire was about to explode. It was about to break apart out of anger against its inhabitants. Okay, so the people who are dwelling in the fire of Jahannam, the actual fire is angry at them. And it's about to blow up and explode out of anger at them. And it's about to split apart because of this fury that it has against the disbelievers. Every time a group is tossed into it, the keepers ask a question, and the purpose of their question is not because they want to know the answer, because they know the answer. The purpose of the question is to humiliate them, yeah, to make them regret, to make them feel humiliated. Didn't any warner come to you? Didn't any messenger come to you warning you of this punishment? Ibn Kathir, he said something similar. He said it's about to burst out of fury, out of anger against the disbelievers. And this is his explanation was quite concise. Sa'di, he said about takadu, he said as well that it's about to rip apart out of anger. And if this is how angry the hellfire is with them, then what do you think that is going to do to them? And this is a humiliating question that was asked to them, Alam ya'tikum nadhir, to disgrace them and to humiliate them. Didn't anyone come to warn you of this situation here that will happen? Yeah, did no one come to warn you? Did no one teach you about what is going to happen after you die? Shanqiti, his tafsir is a little bit more detailed. He said that the hellfire is about to break apart against those who disbelieved in Allah, the Most High. So it's angry for the sake of Allah. It's angry on behalf of Allah. It's angry because the people didn't believe in Allah. Now Allah does not punish anyone with the fire except after sending a warner to them. And he said in Surah Al-Isra, وَمَا كُنَّا مُعَذِّبِينَ حَتَّى نَبْعَثَ رَسُولًا. Yeah, and we will never punish anyone until after sending a messenger. So the apparent meaning is that Allah does not punish anyone from His creation in the dunya or the akhirah until after sending a messenger to warn him. Okay, and this nadhir, this warner can be it can be in the form of a messenger, which we know the past generations, that's what they had, and we continue to have that because of the Quran and the Sunnah that we have. But the warner can also be a friend or a book that you might read, a parent or a companion, a lecture that you might listen to. These are all warners. So then after a messenger has come to him and then he disobeys and he continues to disbelieve and he rejects the message that he has been warned with, then that is when there is a punishment. And Allah said that He described the messengers, Rasulan Mubashirina wa Mundhirin, the messengers that come with good news and they come with a warning. And those who obey the messengers, they will be rewarded. This is in Surah An-Nisa. So the proof is established on the people of the hellfire. And inshallah, tomorrow when we do the next ayah, we will see their response. Okay, but they will show us that the proof was established on them. In the Quran, there are many conversations that Allah shares with us in the Quran, okay, between the people of Jahannam and with the keepers. Okay, and then there are conversations with the people of Jahannam and the people of Jannah, like we saw yesterday when they were asked, what caused you to enter the saqar, the fire, and then we talked about their response. So there are conversations like this that Allah is sharing with us in the Quran, and with each conversation we will find that the proof was established on them, which means they had been warned and then they rejected. They had, they were not being punished for no reason. And they themselves, when they are asked the question, like we will see tomorrow, their response is, yes, the warner did come to us. So the proof was established on them. And no one is in the fire except that the proof has been established on them. In Surah Zumar, okay, Allah said in Ayah 71, okay, He talks about those who disbelieved and they will be driven into hellfire in groups until when they reach it, its gates are opened and its keepers will say, did there not come to you messengers from yourselves? Because we know in the Quran that when Allah sent prophets and messengers, the messengers were usually sent from amongst their own communities. Okay, so they spoke their language and they understood their culture. And did there not come to you messengers from yourselves, reciting to you the ayat of your Lord, and warning you of the meeting of this day of yours? And they will say, yes, but the word of punishment has come into effect upon the disbelievers. So they answered the question themselves. Yes, a messenger came to us. Yes, we were recited the ayat. Yes, we were warned about this day that was coming, but now we are being punished, and what they said was true, and we disbelieved, and now the punishment has come. In Surah Ghafir, there was a similar conversation, okay, to the keepers of the fire, where the people of Jahannam, they said to the keepers of the fire, call upon your Lord and ask Him to lighten up the punishment for a day, even just for a day. And they say, the people of the gatekeepers, wasn't it the case that your messengers came to you with clear proofs? And they reply, yes, indeed. Yeah, yes, they definitely did come. And then the gatekeepers will say to them, then go ahead and make dua, but it will not avail you, it will not avail them anything. It will not be of any help to them. And it will not save them from the punishment that they were promised. So you can see that the conversation, the dialogue between the people of Jahannam and the keepers, okay, the gatekeepers, in each case you can see that the proof is established upon the people of the hellfire. And we ask Allah to keep us far away from the actions of the people of the hellfire. We ask Him for submission and surrender and humility to His commands and to His messages, of those messengers that we know of. Because if we turn against that, then we are deserving of the fire. And we ask Allah to guide us. So the fire itself is furious. Okay, we can see that the fire is raging due to the disbelief of its inhabitants. And it's angry because Allah sent proofs and He sent evidence and He sent messengers and He sent books. Because Allah didn't just put us on the earth and then just let us wander freely and find our own way. He put us on the earth and He sent messengers, He sent books. Over 124,000 prophets were sent. We only know of the ones in the Quran, which is around 25. But there were 124,000 prophets and messengers that were sent to the different ummahs on the earth. Okay, because He wanted hidayah for us, He wanted guidance for us, but we are given this free will, and we choose to follow or we choose not to follow. But He sent books, He sent messengers, He sent guidance, He sent there are always scholars amongst the different ummahs who then inherit the knowledge from the prophets, and then they go on to teach. And these are also, nadhir, these are warners as well. So every time the people, they are thrown into the fire, we can see that the keeper is asking them, did nobody tell you? Did no warner come to you? Why is it that you're here if a warner came to you? And the response for them is always, yes, somebody did come to us. Yes, we were warned. Yes, we were told that this was going to happen. We studied in the first lesson that this surah every night, okay, if we were to read this surah every night, and inshallah gain the virtues that come with this surah, so the prevention of the punishment on Yawm al-Qiyamah, and where it will beg to Allah and plead for you to be be like a shield for you against the punishment. It will be a protection for you and a prevention for you, so that you don't suffer the punishment of the grave. But look, if we read this surah every night and we read these ayat that we've studied so far with understanding, then when we read an ayah like this, okay, it should force us to think about our actions and to reform, to try and fix the things that we haven't, because we all have flaws, but it should help us to try and fix and improve the things that we are weak in. And when we do keep reciting it, okay, then it will encourage us to make tawbah, especially this ayah, subhanAllah, and these few ayat that are there about Jahannam. Okay, and we have a couple more coming, and then inshallah, the topic changes slightly. But when you sleep, okay, and we recite this before we sleep, this is a time where we should reflect on our day. And when we have, how has our day gone? Did I do things that are going to increase my iman? Did I do things that are going to decrease my iman? Did I do things that Allah is going to be pleased with? And if I didn't, then I have the opportunity to make tawbah. Yeah, I have the opportunity to make tawbah, and I have the opportunity still to hasten to do good deeds because I'm still alive. But these people, they are died now. And the proof was established on them when they were alive, and they rejected and they refused and they followed their desires and they didn't do what they were asked to do. So this surah and the understanding of this surah should increase us in our tawbah, in our seeking forgiveness from Allah, and it should increase us in doing good deeds. So we can see that the fire of Jahannam, okay, we don't really see it like this, but it's one of Allah's creation, but it's also a slave of Allah. Okay, it is something that follows the commands of Allah, and it is angry for the sake of Allah. So in the same way, a true believer, okay, somebody who truly believes in Allah and His Messenger, loves Allah, but also loves whoever Allah loves, okay, and hates whoever, we should love what Allah loves, we should love who Allah loves, but we should also hate what Allah hates. But unfortunately, people, in this day and age, people are more concerned or more afraid of other people's words, okay, rather than Allah's punishment, which is why we have so many people who follow their desires or who cave into peer pressure or who cave into doing what society expects of them rather than doing what they know to be correct and to be the truth. Yeah, because people are constantly trying to please other people rather than pleasing Allah. So the people will enter in groups, okay, and this is the same for Jannah. People will enter in groups. But in Jahannam, uh, part of the punishment of the people in Jahannam is that they will be isolated and they will be alone and they will be suffering alone. Whereas the people of Jannah, they will enter into groups and they will live, they will be together. People will be together in Jannah and there will be peace and tranquility amongst the people of Jannah. But we can see here that in Islam, the group, okay, a group is very important. Friendships, brotherhood, sisterhood, they're all important, and we shouldn't isolate ourselves from the jama'ah. Okay, but we should choose our group carefully because friends, they have a huge influence on you. The people that you surround yourself with have a huge influence on us. So if we want to be, we want to be from the Ahlul Jannah, then we surround ourselves with the people who are also working towards that. Here, good companions is something that is emphasized in the Quran and in the Sunnah. And the reason why we should stick to a group is because the person who is isolated, this is the one that shaitan, he will attack the most. And the example that the Prophet ﷺ gave is that if you have a cattle of sheep and they are safe when they are together, okay, together they are safe. But if one then isolates itself or wanders off, then the wolf will eat it. And this is likened to the shaitan. Yeah, when you are in a group or you are surrounded by good people, then it's easier to do good deeds. This is why in Ramadan, okay, it's so much easier to fast and to do qiyam. And because everybody is doing it together, everybody's fasting. People struggle to make up their fast outside of Ramadan because you're the only one doing it. Or if there's a few of you, you're the only one in your house, or you're the only one, in the masjid who is fasting that day. We, as insan, we work well in groups. And this is why it's good to stay connected to your masjid or stay connected to your community. And right now, it is difficult to do that. Alhamdulillah, we have the internet and we have classes like this online. And there are many, mashallah. But it is harder just now to stay connected to people and to community, but we still have to try and make that effort, even if it's just a few people around you, because the lone person is the one the shaitan he will attack. Yeah, and he will cause the doubts and he will cause your iman to go down and he will cause you to do things that you maybe wouldn't do if you were surrounded by the people that you are usually surrounded by. And Allah bless us with a good company. This is a dua that we should always ask Allah for good company who will bring us good and will teach us and will bring us barakah and will ease our path to Jannah. And you will be with the people that you love in Jannah. So if you love good, then you will be with the good in Jannah. Bismillah. The Prophet ﷺ, he saw the keeper of Jahannam in a dream, and he was very ugly, okay, very ugly looking, because this is part of the punishment of the people of Jahannam. If they were to see a beautiful, smiling face, then this would bring comfort to them. So the opposite of that, if somebody looks scary and ugly, then this is, the opposite of comfort. It will make them uncomfortable. It will bring about that fear in their hearts. So he saw the gatekeeper of Jahannam in a dream and he was very ugly. And Jibreel alayhi salam, he said that Allah made him angry. Allah made him look angry. Okay, so this was a point of benefit is that you shouldn't say to anybody that you are like an angel because there are different types of angels. There are 19 gatekeepers of Jahannam because Allah said, alayha tis'ata ashar. Okay, over it are 19 angels. And they are very harsh and they are very strong and they never disobey Allah. As with all the other angels, they never disobey Allah. Okay, and they are harsh and they are strong. They have to be because in order to, deliver punishment to people, you have to be harsh and you have to be strong. And it doesn't work to be soft. Even with our own children, if you have children, then you know that even if they deserve a consequence or they deserve, to be left out of something because of a certain behavior or something, we have to be harsh and we have to be strong because when we are soft, that's when we're going to give in. And that is not always the best, this is not always the best way. And these gatekeepers, they are the ones who will scold the people of Jahannam, and they will humiliate them with their questions. Okay, so Allah didn't, a final point is that Allah didn't leave anyone without guidance, okay, because this would be unjust. It would be unjust if He was to not guide them, not leave them with any guidance, but then yet punish them. Okay, so Allah is, He is the most just. Yeah, there is nothing unfair in Allah's decree, in Allah's commandments, in His prohibitions. There is nothing in His punishment and in His reward. Allah didn't leave anyone without guidance, and He is never unjust to His slaves, and He will never punish unless a reminder came to them, unless a messenger or a prophet or a warner came to them. And those who are unable to receive the message, Allah will give them the message on Yawm al-Qiyamah, and then they will be tested on Yawm al-Qiyamah, and Allah knows best the details of that. But what we do know is that Allah's mercy is precedes His anger. Okay, Allah's mercy is something that is greater than His. He loves to be merciful more than He loves to punish. So Allah is asking us to submit, yeah, to submit to His decree and to His commands and His prohibitions, and to submit to living the life that we are supposed to live with the ahsanu amala. And He is asking us to submit here in the dunya before we are forced to submit in the akhirah. Because in the akhirah there is no choice. There is no, we will be dealt with in the way that we deserve, and we will not be wronged even a slight. In the Quran there are so many times Allah said that you will not be wronged, you will not be oppressed, even just a thread of a date seed. If there's a tiny thread on it, you will not even be wronged that much. So whatever we get in the akhirah from punishment will be something that is deserved. Whatever we get from reward, okay, will be because of the mercy of Allah and because of the good that He gives us. And I'll stop there, inshallah. We will cover the next ayah tomorrow, which is the response of these people of the hellfire. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.